Hey dolls, it's Daria here and welcome back to my channel. So today I just thought I'd do a little impromptu goal setting for 2021. I know it's already nearly end of Feb, but this is honestly one of my favorite videos and this is honestly one of my greatest passions. So I was like, I have to do it. I'm very big on manifestation, setting my intentions and my goals for the year and even the future. So I'm talking like 5-10 years in the future. So I just thought I'd sit down and go over some things that I find very essential to set my goals and make them happen. And so hopefully you can learn something from it in the process. So for 2021, I thought I would step it up a bit, and I have actually gone through my goals from top to bottom and I've kind of sectioned it out in categories. So I did this all on my laptop and then printed out my goals so I have them sitting there. And this year as well, I've decided I'm going to do a lot more regular check-ins with myself and just see how I'm going, what I can do to reach my goals and work further towards them as I go. So one thing that I've always been really good at is manifesting my goals. So in the past, I haven't really gone back and looked over them like on a month-to-month or quarterly basis, but it is something I'm going to reassess a lot more often now. So when you actually pay attention to it and are aware of it, over the last couple of years I've definitely had all my goals written down and I have been ticking them off one by one. And it's actually crazy looking back now and being like, I had that written down and I have done it, and it's actually such a great feeling. But I just want to share with you the categories that I've been using and how I've been sectioning out parts of my life to make sure I'm hitting all the things that I want to. So for my goals list, I've honestly just got a Word document open and I've just been sectioning it off into the things that I find important. So I have my career goals, my financial goals, my goals with the relationships, such as how I want to have my relationships with friends, family, what I can do to improve it and what I need to work on. And even with that, even though I am single, I also manifest the type of relationship I want to get into and the type of person that I see myself with in the future. I know it can seem a little funny and I was like, why do you need to do that? But it is actually such a great thing to do, and then you can be so much more aware of what you want and avoid a lot of drama and jargon along the way. Trust me. Then as well, I have my health and fitness goals, my spiritual growth, the kind of person that I want to show up and be, so my character, reflecting on that and how I want to be known and what I want to be known for. Another one is what I want to do, what I want to experience, the places I want to go, and then also another great one is just what I want to do less of this year. So I've got a fairly chunky list in all of these, so I will go through and give you a few insights of what my goals are for 2021, just so you can get a little feel of like what kind of goals I do set. So the biggest goal I think for this year for me is my financial growth. So that's something I'm really trying to hone in on at the moment and be more conscious of my spendings and what I'm doing with my money. So something I'm actually really excited about as well is that I'm starting to get myself into the investment game. So I don't know if you have heard of an app called Raise, but it's a great one for micro investing, and just when you're starting to get the hang of it, it's a really good one. It's a really great app if you're just new to investing and want to put a little bit in on the side. So it does actually round up all your money in your bank account and puts in the excess, and also you can contribute to it on a fortnightly, weekly basis type thing if you want, or just transfer whenever you like. You're just going to make sure it's manageable for you. Also, I don't know if you guys remember last year, but a goal that I really wanted to achieve was to delete my Afterpay and ZipPay. And I'm gonna be honest, I have not actually deleted them at the moment. I think at the time when I told you guys about that, I actually didn't even have ZipPay yet, but I did go a little bit rogue on the lockdown sales just because I really wanted some new gym equipment and things like that, and I just didn't want to outlay that kind of money off the bat. So I think ZipPay and Afterpay are great for that. I have actually just moved into a new place as well, so I had a few expenses of setting up this rental and whatnot, so I am very glad I could put it on Afterpay and I didn't have to tie up my money straight away. But in saying that, I really do want to get rid of them once I have paid off all the money that I owe at the moment. So in terms of my career goals, I'm really wanting to finish my PT course in the next couple of months. I'm hoping I can get that knocked off pretty soon, as I'm about to start back doing my 3rd year of physio. So it's definitely going to get really busy and I don't want to have too much pressure on myself. I also finished off all my study hours for my allied health assistant course, so I'm just waiting now to do my placement hours. So I do have 120 hours of work placement I need to achieve, and I'm just setting up my placements at the moment, and I'm hoping I can work it around uni and work. Again, I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm hoping to have this done around the same time that I finish my PT course, so really the next couple of months would be ideal. Another one I would love to do is my nutrition course. I just feel like since I have done my PT course this year and last, I feel like it would offer a very much well-rounded service if I can do my nutrition course to go with that. So I'm hoping I can do that this year. I'm actually just in the process of signing myself up for that and paying my fees, so fingers crossed that all goes to plan and I'll have that all on the go. It will obviously be a big study load for me, and I already know that's gonna have the potential to get me very overwhelmed and stressed throughout the year, but I'm hoping that if I really grind it out over these next couple of years, it's really gonna pay off, and it's all very much stuff that I'm passionate about. So in terms of my spiritual goals, I would really like to get into meditating and trying that and actually giving it a good crack. I've never fully committed to it, but I have been recommended some YouTube videos that have some really good meditations and also some apps with some guided meditations that I can try. Personally, I found stretching to be my time that I can really just get everything out of my mind, but I'm still kind of moving my body in some way, so it's a bit of a distraction. But I definitely love that. I really also want to get into doing more yoga and Pilates too. I've never done a Pilates class. I've done a few yoga classes and they were absolutely great. My housemate's actually going to run us through a few yoga flows at the start of our workouts now, because we've been getting so sore after doing our weighted sessions. So we're going to incorporate those into our workout routine. So I just have a few key words that I've written in terms of my character and the person I want to show up as and the person I want to be. So I'm just gonna like look down and read those out to you guys. So I want to be able to set healthy boundaries, step out of my comfort zone as much as possible, be a selfless person, happy, have a positive mindset, be successful, driven, have a strong work ethic, energetic, and bubbly. And I feel like I've got most of those down pat, but sometimes I just get caught up when I'm stressed and overwhelmed, and especially when I'm overtired, which I am now, and I just get a little snappy, but I want that to be the main things that I'm known for. I'm actually just going to continue reading these off my laptop because they are quite lengthy lists. But in terms of my experiences that I want to do and the travel I want to do, so in that sense what I really want to focus on is buying experiences and making memories. I really want to go to New Zealand and Europe, which I'm probably sure isn't going to happen for a while now, go to Canada. As I mentioned, I want to go to Western Australia and travel in a van. I also want to try and travel to Queensland 2 to 3 times a year, just because I have so many friends and family up there. I would like to make that happen a lot more often. I'm hoping at the end of next year as well, fingers crossed, I can move to Queensland. So another one as well is go to the beach as much as possible. That's one of the places that I'm most happy. So I like to make that something that I regularly do. Also just travel more of Victoria, do lots of road trips. I really want to learn a language because I feel so disadvantaged, and I hate that I only know English. I just feel like so many people have a second language. Like, I just think it's so cool and I get so jealous, and I would just love to. I wish I had when I was younger, because I feel like it's going to be so much harder to pick up now, but I could definitely try and get into it. I've had a lot of suggestions and advice to really try and immerse myself in it by watching like movies just to pick it up, even audiobooks and things like that too. So I actually haven't tried that. Could work, maybe. Also, I think it would be absolutely amazing to learn sign language. That's probably the language that I want to know the most, and then I think Mandarin would be very beneficial as well, since it's spoken so commonly. Also, my latest hobby actually is art. So I have been doing some acrylic painting. I'm thinking of doing some later today, and I'll have to keep you up to date on how all of that goes. I have actually made a sneaky Instagram page, and I thought I would fly under the radar, but I think I've already got about 20 followers, which is not much, but I literally don't even know if I'm going to be any good yet. So it's a bit orcs that I have a following already, and I don't even know if I can paint. I honestly thought, how hard could it be? But I had a practice the other day and I'm a little on the interesting side. Anyway, so I have a few things I do want to do less of this year, and that is less time spent on my phone, which I have been predominantly pretty good at. Less procrastinating, I would say that is definitely a work in progress still. And also avoiding negative vibes and negative people, and people that always just choose to be negative around everything, because I really find that does drag my vibe down, and I find that when I'm around happy people, it hypes me up and I feel more motivated and better about myself too. And so basically with that, I just don't want to be surrounded by anything that isn't working towards the future that I want for myself. So that is a basic rundown of my goals and what I'm hoping to achieve over the next couple of years. I also then have a few different spreadsheets where I actually go through my goals for the year, my goals for 5 years, and my goals for 10 years. but most of these I feel like can be achieved over kind of that whole time span. But I have actually broken them down in another document and gone through the 1, 5 and 10 year mark, which I think is a great thing to definitely do. So again, with that, it's really important too to reflect back on 2020 and just see what worked well for you and what didn't, and ask yourself some of those important questions. And so then from that you can really move forward and see how you can grow this year. So I did actually go back and watch my 2020 YouTube video on goal setting, and it was very cringe and hard to watch, but can I say it's all about growth, and that's what I'm doing. So I definitely have learned a lot from YouTube in this last year, and it's helped me so much with being able to talk on camera. Even now still I forget to look at the lens because it honestly just feels so strange to stare at a lens and talk to yourself, but I don't know. I'm definitely adapting to it, and it has been great. I've loved filming on YouTube, and I'm so glad that I did it and had the guts to do it for myself. So a few things I just thought I'd show you guys that I find super helpful to keep me on track and make sure I'm making the progress needed is a few of my like journal diary type books. So I have a few different ones. I have this one here that my best friends actually got me for my birthday last year, and while I have the spreadsheet version of my 1, 5 and 10 year goals, they are actually also written in this book, as well as my just day-to-day to-do list. So I love this one. The pages just look like this, so they're just lined. I feel like it's too bright in here, but there's also little like circles down the side where you can put like tick marks in it, which I love. I love being able to check things off when they're done. It just makes you feel so much more productive too. Secondly, a great one that my friends got me was this fitness diary. So I'm planning on using this in the next little while with some of my more specific goals and tracking them, and it's just a great book to have. I don't know if you say my goals or me goals, but I love their planners. I have a few of them now, and I just think they're such great quality, and I love the way that they're set up. Another classic that I definitely say I've only done for the last couple of years is having a diary and just filling in everything throughout the year. So I've actually gone through as far as September at the moment, just filling in important dates, writing in all my budgets, when I have money coming in and going out, so I can stay on top of it and stay super organized. So as well, when I have such a busy schedule, instead of just having thoughts and all these dates in my head going crazy, I can just put them down on here and then just refer back to it instead of being flustered all the time. And then lastly, to avoid being flustered, like I just mentioned, I have my journal. So I haven't actually started this one this year, and we're already 2 months in, but whenever I have a bad day, whenever I have a good day, whenever I have any memories, I put them in here, and just kind of gives me a place to dump all my thoughts. And it's a great way to kind of like settle down and get everything out of my head and just have some me time too. And I've absolutely loved journaling the last couple of years, and I couldn't recommend it enough, really. I honestly really recommend it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video and got something out of it. It's probably a little bit rough. It was just really a chat, sit down video. And if you do have any questions for me about goals, setting them, self-development, anything like that, I would love to have a chat to you because it's something I absolutely love. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.